Hello. So, what the records are sharing with us today is steep deeply in the wonder of your practice. Steep deeply in the wonder of your practice. And you can just kind of feel that melting over you. You could sit inside that sentence for a long time, and I invite you to contemplate it on your own. And we'll spend some moments kind of investigating what this means. Steep deeply in the wonder of your practice. If you have a practice of some kind, this could be anything, and it's especially applicable to a personal connective practice, right? A practice of personal connection, a spiritual practice, self-inquiry practice, a creative practice. And it could look an infinite number of ways, right? So I'm just gonna say practice. If you have a practice that has worked for you in the past, something that you've come to again and again, and it has gifted you something, you've gotten something out of it, it has offered you a shift, a transformation, a deepening, a joy, a discovery, right? An illumination of some sort. If you have a practice that has worked for you, and you have found yourself in a time where things are feeling chaotic, it feels like, oh, maybe there's more stress than usual, maybe there's more active kind of chaotic energy than usual. In those moments, it's easy to think, I need a new practice because things are different, so my practice needs to be different. And it's possible that that is the case. And they're saying, steep deeply in the wonder of your practice. So the practice absolutely will evolve and shift over time. And that's okay. And you might need to expand it or condense the practice depending on the realities of your life in the moment, right? If you're extra busy, extra full, you might need to condense your practice and make it a little smaller. And or you might feel called to expand it, to kind of be with the extra that's present. And that is all well and good. And that feels like a healthy living part of the practice, right? To adjust, to kind of ebb and flow depending on what's needed at the time. And that's not what they're talking about when they say steep deeply in the wonder of your practice. That can go with that for sure. And they're saying, like, when things change in your external reality, it's tempting to want to change the practice too. And when they say change the practice, they're not talking about this expansion or condensation of the practice. What they mean when they say it's tempting to want to change it is to throw that away and then take in something new. That is very tempting. It's tempting when things get more tumultuous or full to think, this doesn't work anymore and I need something brand new. And they're inviting you to steep deeply in the wonder of your practice. That maybe consider It's not that the practice isn't working anymore or that it's outdated. And they're kind of laughing at that because so many of our practices are ancient, you know. So it's like they don't really go out of style, and they're so simple. Some of the best practices are so simple that they never become obsolete because they are just like essential, you know. and they're acknowledging, right, when things are busy, when things change, we want to change everything that we do to greet that external change. And they're saying, what if you didn't have to do that? What if you could take your practice with you as it is, maybe a smaller version, maybe an expanded version, but essentially the same? Not throwing out what has worked well for you because you think you need something new just because the time is new. The state that you're in is new. Life is a little bit different on the outside, so everything has to change. And again, that's not to say don't explore with different things, don't refresh your practice, don't evolve your practice. And it's not even to say, yeah, you're welcome to try new things. But what they're saying is don't throw away your practice out of the compulsion to do something new. The compulsion, the appetite, the hunger for constant change and newness. Can you hold the need, the almost like incessant need for novelty, and bring the desire for novelty as curiosity into your existing practice? I could talk about this forever. But I hope that you're getting the gist of what I'm conveying here. And I could expand on this if it's not making sense. So I'd be curious to know how it's landing. So again, steep deeply in the wonder of your practice. They're offering us an image, right? I could keep saying words, but I'll offer some imagery and then give this to you to contemplate on your own. If you were looking at a map on the phone, at a GPS, right? If someone was looking at your location, not in a scary way, but if someone could see you as a little dot on a map of where you are in the world, and if you were swimming in the sea, in the ocean, they would see you as a dot in the middle of the ocean. And what if in this one point in the sea, and yeah, you might be moving a little bit, but it's not necessarily capturing every little tiny movement, or maybe it is. It doesn't matter. You can imagine this how you want to. You're in basically the same spot, and you swim down into the ocean, down. Same spot, but down. And you keep swimming down, and you have all your scuba gear, you're safe and taken care of, and you swim down. And you dive deeper, you swim down, and you dive deeper. Down, deeper, down, deeper. You could keep going. You could keep going. It's seemingly endless. Away from the rough waves. Away from the schools of fish, the coral, the seaweed. Down. It gets darker. There's less there. There's more spaciousness there. There's less light there. There might be animals that illuminate themselves. There might be ancient beings down there. And all this while, there could be sunken treasure down at the bottom. All this while diving deep, 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 deep down. Someone looking at you on the map will see as though you've been in the same spot, as though nothing has changed, as though you haven't gone somewhere new or somewhere else. And we can take this imagery into our practice. From the outside, it looks like we're doing the same thing. But our inner experience of our practice, if we steep deeply in the wonder of it, it is ever new. It is ever wonderful. There's an infinite well of magic waiting for you in the depths of your practice. And depth only comes from staying in the same place over time. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you feel called to share your resonance with this, what came up for you, what this sparked in you, you're welcome to. And until next time, I'm wishing you well. Namaste.